It is not like if a new minister comes in, the paper leaks will just stop. That is not the case. Now you have to understand this fact that whenever any minister comes in, the new education minister will be just as blank as the previous one was. Direct involvement in riots, about every 5 years, a minister shows up who is probably just learning about the NEET exam. I posted on July 18th that Jihadi Wood was planning direct involvement in riots. I wrote this on July 18th, and indeed these people were sitting there. This whole paper leak matter, it is long. Quite interesting, because I think from a long-term overview perspective. So that is why I'm telling you that if a new minister comes, paper leaks will not stop. It is not like that at all. This paper leak matter is an administrative issue, a structural issue. So changing the minister is not going to do anything at all. The new minister is just as vulnerable in the case of paper leakage, because the administration is being run by some human being after all. Now you have to understand this point, that whenever any minister comes in, he comes for a full period of 5 years. His term is for 5 years. By the time he understands the entire administration of his ministry from top to bottom, a new minister arrives. The 5-year term gets completed and then it is all over. So you have to understand that in ancient Bharat, for these domain specific ministries, they used to start preparing them right from their childhood. Selected youngsters were prepared, they were groomed so that they would know the domain very well. Now, because there was no election format then, you know that for 30, 40, 50 years, this king's family is going to continue in power. So you could actually make that long-term investment to groom selected children from their childhood for each and every ministry's domain. But in this British governance format, elections happen every 5 years. So the new education minister will come in just as blank as the previous one was before. So expecting that domain expertise will be found. Domain experts in the British governance format, at least in the Bharatiya election format, I do not think I see them getting elected at all. I mean, the public does not vote for domain experts at all. Let us be truthful about it. Let us be honest here. Right? If you consider Jai Shankarji a domain expert for diplomacy and foreign affairs, then what are the chances that he will be able to win an election just because he is a domain expert? No, it is difficult for him to win an election too. So we really have to admit that we only ever vote for the strong men. Even for a buildings committee chairman, we look for someone who can maintain discipline for everyone. We do not look for domain expertise at all. So the voting system is just like that, you see. So do not expect that in a British electoral democracy, you are not going to get the benefits of experience from an ancient Bharatiya monarchy, where a child was groomed for that specific ministry from a young age and then took over. No, you are not going to get that here. If you expect that Rajnath Singh Ji, simply because he is the defense minister, would know about the specific parts of the Tejas engine, or which missiles will be used on the Rafale, no, he would not know any of that. Okay. So do not expect the benefits of ancient Bharat in an electoral democracy. You will not get the benefits of a monarchy in an electoral democracy. Every 5 years, you're going to get a minister who has probably heard of NEET for the very first time. So let us not. This is just an administrative structural issue. There is the corruption angle too, but that is a different thing. Corruption can happen under a new minister as well. So this is because all of us, all the former British colonies, we all just took the British governance format and just cut, copy and pasted it without thinking about what the consequences would be. Even though in the history of ancient Bharat, we already know how legacy families and their affiliates were groomed right from their childhood for specific roles in specific ministries. Despite that, we have just cut, copy and pasted. So now we have to face the outcome, right? We have to. So that is the thing. We have to understand this. On the morning of the 20th, I had already written to beware of the main cockroach. This is the most dangerous main cockroach, and the Home Ministry should think of a final solution for this person. because as long as this cockroach is around, this sort of mischief is going to keep on happening. Did the government end up meeting with the representatives from the CJP? It makes them look important. No, look, they were actually called on that very same day for talks, and they stuck to their same old demands, because we know they will not leave with just those demands. Because the agenda is political. Dipke wants to become another Arvind Kejriwal. That is the end goal. So the conditions are never going to end. Even if you accept everything, he will not bring it. That poor guy was trying to get himself arrested for 16 days, right? He thinks he will become another Kejriwal. So fine. And it is the government's job to keep the dialogue going. There is no problem in keeping the dialogue going. Nasiruddin Shah is back on screen with his same old nonsense. He has brought it along, and a jihadi convert like Nasiruddin Shah is. Obviously, he is a converted Hindu. So just look at how much poison has filled up his mind after converting to this. That he does not even remember what those jihadis might have done to his forefather or his mother, because of which his name is Nasiruddin Shah today. So just imagine how much brutality his family must have actually faced back then. This generation, I mean Nasiruddin Shah's generation, has become so incredibly poisonous against dharma. Maybe some of their older generation, when they would have adopted the Muslim religion out of fear of the sword, when they were completely humiliated in that generation. So now they are showing so much poison and hate against Sanatan Dharma. So you can understand that when the Pahalgam terror attack happens, Bharat does not seem in danger to these people. To them, it seems in danger only when a crowd gathers by creating some useless issue. That is when they see Bharat in danger, not until then. So many terror attacks happen and they still do not see it. So we must take a pledge today not to watch even a single movie from their jihadi wood. To all our viewers, we must take a vow against this jihadi wood. Do not give even 1 rupee to any of their movies. No matter which Khan dances with all their clothes off, it does not matter to us at all. We do not care about them. We will not fund jihadi wood at all. Shabana, Sonakshi, Swara, Vishal, Dadlani, all these characters and specimens who have used entirely Arabic words and Arabic lyrics in their songs. Those who have radicalized the scripts of our movies, we have no use for any of them. They have absolutely nothing to do with Bharat at all. No connection at all. Okay. They should go to the Muslim world, go to Turkey and make movies or not make them. Okay. Let us move on. I had already posted on 18th July that Jihadi Wood is planning direct involvement in riots. Look how accurately I have written it. Mister. On the 18th and on the 20th, Prakash Raj and Shabana Azmi were sitting in a truck along with Deepke. See, I wrote it on 18th July and they actually sat there in that truck. So you can understand how it works. That these people represent these movies. Not a single movie of theirs should work. Do not put even 5 rupees in their movies. Let us move on. Now these cockroaches, obviously, because they have picked out all the videos, they have only selected those videos where they are getting beaten up. They do not show how they first provoked the police and how they attacked them. How did they provoke them? How did they pelt stones at the police? They are not showing any of that at all. How they broke the barricades and marched towards the parliament even though they did not have permission. They will not show all that. They are only showing clips of how they were beaten. Well, the job of the police is to beat people, so keep showing it. And for the attacks on the police officers, reports have been filed for the violence. And there are videos of everyone. The police have clips of everyone. The Delhi police has them. After 3, 6, or 8 months, these notices will arrive at your homes. Those cockroaches will be lying at home after 6 months. Then the doorbell will go ding dong. Let us move on. So that is exactly what I have written, that all 3 of them have disappeared. On the day they had to do something, when they really had to show leadership on that day, all 3 cockroaches disappeared, and they were bound to disappear because they realized that this was not a CJP crowd. The Cockroach Janata Party crowd is just sitting on Instagram. They did not even show up on the ground. So all 3 of them realized that this was the Aam Aadmi Party. It is the same crowd from leftist groups like JNU and Jamia. And they always resort to violence, just like they caused the Delhi riots during the Shaheen Bagh protests. All three knew. So why would they take responsibility for someone else's crowd? All three disappeared on the 20th. Are you seeing what happened? Now, as far as the question of calling the government dictatorial is concerned, because many opposition leaders, like you might have seen Akhilesh Yadav today, he was boasting in parliament, oh, they hit the children. From which angle did those people look like children to you? From what angle are these children spraying pepper spray into the eyes of the police? What kind of children are they who come ready with swimming goggles and piles of stones? They keep arrangements ready. What kind of kids are these? The ones throwing stones at the police, and then they keep telling the government, oh, you have become a dictator. Oh, brother. The government said that people have a right to protest. The government allowed it, even though they knew it was paid for from across, and Western big tech was supporting it by tweaking algorithms. Despite all this, the government allowed it because you have the right to protest. All three of them disappeared on the day when they had to show leadership, right? The government even tolerated your absence. You were absent on that day and they tolerated it. Even the opposition leaders were absent that day. On the day when they had to lead the crowd, the opposition leaders also disappeared. Until the 19th, opposition leaders were coming to Jantar Mantar, but on the 20th, they were absent. Look at the mischief. So when it was time to face the heat, they were absent. So all opposition leaders remained absent and the government tolerated that too. So the directionless, guidance-less and leaderless crowd that was moving forward. Obviously, he committed violence, so he got beaten up. The government went along with that too. They wanted a fight and the government gave them exactly what they wanted. Now, Sonam Wangchuk is saying he will continue his fasting, even though he is lying in a hospital and there is a court order stating that the government must make all the necessary arrangements to ensure that his health does not deteriorate at all. Despite this, he is saying he will continue the fast. The government is allowing that as well. The lead cockroaches who are now gathering a crowd at Jantar Mantar for a second time just to do something again. So the crowd will get beaten again. The government is allowing that too. The government has allowed everything. So no one should come with this complaint that, oh, the government is dictatorial. Look, they are not letting us do anything. No, you were allowed to do everything. You were allowed to stay hidden. You were even allowed to get beaten up. You were even allowed to break through the barricades and cross. You were allowed to do everything, even what was illegal. I mean, you have completely tested the patience of the government. So do not blame the government now. When action is taken on every single FIR and the doorbell goes ding dong at your house, then do not blame the government. Because action must be taken based on exactly what has come on the record. Anyway, Jantar Mantar was completely cleared out on the night of the 20th. Despite that, they have gathered a crowd again. The government has allowed it. The government has respected all of their rights, to the extent that JP Nadda ji even took the document of their demands from both those cockroaches. Otherwise, they could have just refused to take it, right? So now they will have to face the outcome of this. All right. That is all for the day. Everyone, please give a like to the video. If you want to contribute something, there is a QR code above. And there is a shopping tag on our YouTube channel. You can buy products tagged with Bharat Kshetram if you would really like to buy them. The profit from that is going to be used for the Gaushala. And the first 250 customers are also going to get some surprise gift. That is what I have been told. So I am conveying it to you. Jai Hind and Jai Jinendra.